Good. Sheesh. I hate it when they put pop-ups on your damn thing before your video starts. Managing moderators. Blah, 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 blah. It was the Friday before Turkey Day, and all across the planet. Ugh. The world was circling the drain once again, while we all shouted, "God damn it!" All right. Yep. Two-tier policing has come to the States. I gotta say that at least. I'm not kidding. It's like, why a lot of these factions out there in the world bother doing all these terrorist acts all these years when all they had to do was infiltrate from within and start up, morons cheering and jumping up and down for places on the planet they didn't even know existed a few years ago. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy world we live in. But good morning, everybody. At least it's Friday. We can say that much. There's a mist coming down. It's not even, really enough to call it spring. It's a light mist falling across the world. Just enough to annoy you, and you have to turn your windshield wipers on, but that's about it. But it is looking pretty in the air, almost like fog that hangs there, annoying the shit out of your lungs. Oh, man. I've got to quit doing them accents. Okay, so let's sum it up, shall we? No Doctor Who until December 7th, and even that's not Doctor Who. That's War Between the Land and the Sea, the spin-off that apparently people were convinced was going to be the deciding factor in the main show coming back. And it turns out, no, it wasn't. The BBC knew months ago that Disney was not going to back Doctor Who anymore. And they finally come out and admit it because, come on, the truth was already out there. It was as plain as but here's the thing. Let's get off that bullshit, all right? I was watching a clip last night. I just happened on it by accident. And there's this lady going on, shooting out what was just not right for the... When you take on the role, you're an ambassador. I like to, truly, like, look at Chris Eccleston. It clearly wasn't for him. That's why he left after a year. Eccleston left after a year because he couldn't get along with the upper management at the BBC. And yes, he was right for the part, this complete effing dodo. You see, when you take on the stewardship, you are truly becoming an ambassador. And then goes on to praise Matt Smith, who had absolutely nothing to do with fans until the big Manhattan event when it was being watched on worldwide cameras. And then, of course, at conventions, he'll happily take your money and be your buddy. Yeah, he was such an ambassador. Yeah, go find me one fan photo with him on set. Back in the day. And I'm not talking, and New York not included. Guarantee you won't find it. Dave Tennant, of course, was born to be the Doctor. He practically had a sonic screwdriver shining out of his dick. I'm like, yes, he's an amazing actor, and yes, he was an amazing Doctor. Hell, Matt Smith was an amazing Doctor, but don't sit there and call Matt Smith an ambassador. He was looking to get out as soon as he could. And if the right phone had rung at the right time, they'd have been scrambling for a new Doctor at the 50th anniversary special. And Shooty was an ambassador. Shooty was the one who was out there putting out photos, putting out cameras, talking to fans and everything else. I swear. But then again, this woman looked like an old hag anyway. So, and I normally don't say mean things like that, but come on. This lady had a face that could make a freight train take a dirt road, all right? Ugh. Oh, my kidding. All we had to do was put a poster of this lady's face on a building in Tokyo, and Godzilla would have turned his ass right around and headed back to Monster Island. Oh, man. Well, the problem is, I don't think Chris is ever coming back, and I can't blame him. And him not being an ambassador to the show, he was out back. He never once turned his back on the character. Hell, he helped the guy apologize. Oh, sorry, not apologize. Oh, my God. Oh, God, that didn't come out right at all. Oh, he helped the guy propose to his wife as the Ninth Doctor. And then, when he was doing, I believe it was Macbeth, he was meeting fans out back and signing their photos and taking pictures with them and all that stuff for free. For free. That's how I got my autograph from Chris Eccleston. Because a friend of mine went there and he met him out back. And even though he was going to be late for curtain call, he stayed out there and made sure everybody got photos and autographs for free. But he's not an ambassador. Hell, look at PCAP. PCAP was a great ambassador to the show. Well, she did have high things to say about PCAP and all that. You see, they were both fans. Therefore, and it's like, yeah, Matt Smith was an excellent doctor, but he hadn't even watched a single damned episode of the show before. Don't get me wrong, he was a damn good doctor. He really was, but he was no ambassador. Like I said, if he'd had it his way, he'd have been gone before the 50th anniversary special. And I wish I could find that video clip. I don't think I have it anymore. It might be 2 hard drives ago. Where he was sitting there telling a reporter if he got a phone call, he was moving to LA and he was out. And that was a year before they started filming the 50th. Or the 8th anniversary special, or whatever you want to call that pile of shit Moffat put out for the anniversary. But the Era of the Zygons, the 8th anniversary special, whatever you want to call it. Dump of the Doctor. Did he work with RTD in the Second Coming TV movie? I have no idea. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to make up an answer. I have no idea. Exactly. When they wanted him to do Dalek, they wanted him to do it as a comedic take, and he refused. He said he played it like, oh God, I'm going to get jumped on for this because I'm going to use evil words that shouldn't be used on YouTube. The bots are going to pick up. He said, think of it as a Jew who survived the Holocaust confronting a Nazi after World War II. And that's the way he played it. And that was the way that should have been played. That was no laughing matter. And he knew it. But he's not an ambassador. He didn't truly embrace the character. Yeah, this lady needs to go embrace a... Oh God, I'm going to say it. I'm going to get hit, but I got to say it. She needs to go embrace a dildo named King Kong. Okay, I'm sorry. It just, or at least the Elvis vibrator, which has 3 settings: love me tender, don't be cruel, and the jailhouse rock. Why am I in such a happy mood this morning? Because, oh gosh, when you see things crumbling around you. You know, you're in the theater, the fire has started, and you're trying to warn people, look, it might be a good idea to do this, get up and get out of here, because the place is falling down, the fire is spreading, and everyone's like, no, that's okay, we'll just sit here and wait for the show to begin. That's what the kind of situation I'm in at work. And that's all I'm going to say about that, otherwise I can get in trouble and lose my job. Go First Amendment. Oh. But, I'm trying to remain positive. Sorry, my voice is going to get a little phlegmy because, as I said, there's a mist falling out here. It's a very light mist. Trust me, when I have to look at somebody at work and say, do you know what the definition of insanity is? And they're like, what? doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Ugh. Yep, next week is Thanksgiving, that evil holiday that no store is putting hardly any decorations out anymore. And I have this eerie feeling we're going to find out because it's not politically correct. We stole the land from the indigenous peoples of blah, blah. I got some bad news for you. George Carlin said it best. Nobody on this planet is indigenous or native to anywhere. Unless you were born, raised, and living in a small valley, I believe it's somewhere, and your entire family can be traced back to that small valley that you're living in. I think it's in Ethiopia. Then you're colonizers, no matter who you are. Ugh. I think that's where they said the first hominids actually came from, was somewhere around there. But yep, next week is Thanksgiving. I can see now. Free the turkeys. Free turkey stuff. Oh. How many gobblers must die? No, what gets me laughing is this. Look, I don't care who's president, because as far as I'm concerned, president's nothing more these days than a middleman who takes the blame for everything. And, you know, they get shuffled off. You know, it's been that way since, like, Gerald Ford or in earlier. You're just there to take all the blame for everything, and then that's about it. Or take credit for stuff other people probably did. You're nothing more than the ringmaster of a 3-ring circus. But we had a president long before this, Barack Hussein Obama, who I still said I think he was a good president. And he deported way more people than what our current president is doing now, and there weren't people walking around in the streets screeching about it. But march now, for the turkeys of the world are being genocided. It's a turkey genocide. Oh, goodness gracious. I like that most of these kids probably couldn't even find, Palestine on a map, yet they're out there yelling free Palestine. Me, these days, yeah, it's a holidays are a magical time. It's go put up with the relatives day. Okay. But we get some time off around that time to, sit back and reflect on the madness and watch as a new year of chaos comes in. I don't know why anybody would want to be president of this country, because, quite frankly, you're never going to get anything done that you promise you claim you're going to get done. And even if you did actually have any intent on getting anything done, no one's going to let you get it done. Ugh. I can't believe this. There's a light mist going, and somebody's out here walking around in a t-shirt. I know, I hated the holidays back in the days when I was in retail. All I can tell you that much. Oh, you had to work either Christmas night or you had your choice, Christmas night or the night of Christmas Day, to get the store ready for when it reopened on the 26th. And you could not deny both. You had to work one or the other. And oh, goodness gracious. But it's the way of the world, folks. All I can say is this, a week is over. It's Friday. We survived another one. And next week is Turkey Genocide Day. So it'll be a short week at least. I got to get going because I just looked at the time. I got to run inside. So please be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.